Inside the Business Visibility Index, why law firms and medical practices look safe and where the cracks actually are. The two most credentialed service industries top the Business Visibility Index. Both also carry specific vulnerabilities the headline numbers actually hide. Our directories handle this. Is the most comfortable belief a law firm partner or medical practice owner can hold about AI search. And on the surface, the data agrees with it. Of the 5 service industries we studied in the Q1 2026 Business Visibility Index, which covered legal, medical, restoration, home services, and franchise, legal and medical came out on top. The numbers looked reassuring, until you look at what's cracking underneath each one. This piece is for the 2 industries that came out best positioned in our research. It's also a warning. Best positioned is not the same as safe. And the way the cracks show up in legal looks different from the way they show up in medical. Both rooms feel solid. Both have a soft floorboard. The numbers that look reassuring. Well, we ran 2,400 queries through Perplexity Sonar Pro against 400 owner-operated service businesses, 80 per vertical. We ask AI the kinds of questions a real prospect would ask. Who's the best estate attorney in Phoenix? What's the top dermatology practice in Tampa? Who do you recommend for complex commercial litigation in Charlotte? We scored every response on whether the owner was cited, whether the company was cited, and whether the source was earned or pay to play. Here's what the 5 industries landed on owner visibility on a 100-point scale. Medical, 33.6, the highest of any vertical. Legal, 31.6. Restoration, 28.7. Franchise, 24.2. And home service, 21.0. And here's the percentage of companies in each verticals whose web traffic declined year over year. Medical, 38%, which was actually the best. Home services, 41%. Franchise, 51%. Legal, 54%. And restoration, 60%. If you run a law firm or medical practice, the takeaway looks straightforward. You're not in the worst tier. Your profession has structural advantages. Court records, bar directories, health grades, Castle Connolly. Your industry built infrastructure that AI happens to read. Of course, that's true. It's also a trap. Legal. The owner is visible, the firm isn't. Legal had the narrowest owner-company gap of any vertical in our study, which was negative 1.2 points. Average attorney visibility sat at 31.6. It really sat almost level with the average firm visibility, which was 32.8. On paper, that actually looks like alignment. The lawyer and the firm are equally well represented. That's not what's actually happening. What's actually happening is that 55% of firms are invisible at the company level, even when the named attorney is individually recognized. AI knows the lawyer. AI doesn't know the firm. The two numbers are close because both are low, not because both are strong. This is the structural feature of the legal profession working against itself. Court records, bar directories, Avo, Justia, and press coverage of cases all create earned presence for individual attorneys. None of that infrastructure points back to the firm with the same weight. A partner can have a substantial digital footprint built across 2 decades of casework and still belong to a firm AI cannot reliably identify. The consequence shows up in the traffic data. 54% of firms in the study saw web traffic decline year over year. That number sits right in the middle of the 5 industries, despite legal having the narrowest visibility gap. So, what's the translation? The gap is narrow because both numbers are actually kind of mediocre. Knowing the partner is not enough when the prospect asks, "Who should I call?" And AI returns a name without a firm attached to it. Medical is best positioned, but the ground is still moving. Medical came out best in our study on 2 of the 3 headline metrics. Highest owner visibility, lowest percentage of practices losing traffic. Health directories like Healthgrades, ZocDoc, and Castle Connolly created structural earned presence that the medical profession has been quietly accumulating for a lot of years. So why the warning? Because the platforms that govern medical AI visibility are rewriting their own rules in real time. In March 2026, Google removed its What People Suggest feature, which is an AI surface that pulled crowdsourced health advice into a health-related search result. The reason? Investigations found it was delivering misleading medical information. Google has also quietly pulled AI overviews from certain health queries entirely. The risk of medical misinformation is forcing the major AI platforms to handle health recommendations with a level of caution they don't apply to other verticals. It sounds like a good thing for established medical practices, less noise, more signal. In a sense, it is. The bar for what counts as a credible health citation is going up. But here's the part medical practice owners need to sit with. When the platforms are actively rewriting how they handle a category, the practices that built earned, expert-verified visibility before the rewrite are the ones that get carried into the new system. The ones that assumed Healthgrades and Castle Connolly were enough end up subject to whatever the platforms decide in the next quarter. Medical isn't losing visibility right now. Medical is being graded on a curve that's about to change. The shared vulnerability. Strip away the industry specifics and the same root mechanism is doing damage in both verticals. Legal and medical have been riding a credentialed dividend. The profession demands public records, professional directories, and regulatory oversight. All of that produces the kind of earned third-party content that AI systems train on and cite. For 2 decades, that infrastructure has done the visibility work without anyone in the firm or the practice having to really think about it. However, that dividend is running out. For 2 decades, the directory system was the guidebook AI followed. Your profession bought you a permanent listing in that book. The book is still in print. The locals stopped using it. The AI recommendation layer has shifted from treating directories as a primary signal to treating them as a baseline. AI is increasingly weighting content that demonstrates judgment, point of view, and authoritative explanation. A bar directory entry confirms a lawyer is licensed. It doesn't confirm that they're the right call when trying to navigate a $40 million acquisition. A Healthgrades profile confirms a physician practices in your area. It doesn't confirm they are the surgeon to call for a complex thyroid case. When a prospect asks AI, who should I trust for this, the system isn't looking only for credentials, it's looking for evidence of authority. Published writing, recorded interviews, cited expertise, conference appearance, press commentary. The kind of presence that gets you treated as a source, not just a listing. Both industries are sitting at the top of an old visibility map. Neither is yet meaningfully represented on the new one. So, what do you do if you run a law firm or medical practice? The honest news is that the bar for moving from directory visible to AI visible authority is lower than most owners assume. In the Business Visibility Index study, 98% of businesses we examined had not posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. The competitive bar is literally on the floor. The first owners to step over that bar win disproportionately. Now, here are 3 moves to start with. Number 1, audit the gap between your individual visibility and your firm or practice's visibility. For law firms, this is the biggest crack. Run a few queries asking AI about your firm by name. Run the same queries asking about your senior attorneys. Compare what comes back. If the attorneys are recognized and the firm is not, you have specific work to do at the firm level brand citation. Press mentions of the firm, not just its lawyers. Editorial coverage of cases that names the firm. Speaking engagements where the firm is the affiliation, not just the attorney's credential. For medical practices, the audit is slightly different. Check whether AI recommends your practice when prospects ask scenario-based questions, like best dermatology practice in a particular city for adult acne. versus simple directory-style questions, dermatologist in a certain city. The first category is where the future of medical AI search is heading. The second is where directories already help you. Number 2, build earned presence outside the directories your profession already provides. So, Healthgrades is good, Healthgrades is not enough. Avo is good, Avo is not enough. Both industries need owners and senior partners showing up in places AI weights more heavily for authority signals. Long-form interviews, contributed articles in trade publications and major outlets, podcast appearances with searchable transcripts, original research, or commentary that other sources cite. Really, the math is simple. 86% of AI citations come from third-party sources outside your own website. Your profession's official directories count towards that. They don't dominate it the way they did 3 years ago. All right, number 3. Treat platform volatility as the strategic variable, not a temporary inconvenience. This applies especially to medical practices. Google removed what people suggest in March 2026. AI overviews handle health queries differently than they did a year ago. Gemini quietly became the second largest AI referral source in January 2026, surpassing Perplexity. And most analytics setups don't break out Gemini traffic at all. The platforms will move again. The practices that come out the other side are the ones that built authority across multiple platforms, not just the directories that happened to dominate the last cycle. So, credentials are not the same as visibility. They never quite were, and they certainly are not in 2026. A bar number gets you in the directory. A board certification gets you in the database. Neither of those is what AI is reading when it tells a prospect where to go for an answer. The professions built on trust are the same professions that have most quietly outsourced their own discoverability to a directory system that's no longer the primary input. Legal got the narrow gap because everything is low. Medical got the top score because the rules of engagement are being rewritten around it. Both industries are still in the best position of the 5 we studied. Both have specific cracks in the broader data as it flattens. Credentials get you on the list. They don't keep you on the answer. The work is to fix the cracks before the best position becomes past tense. Now, about the Business Visibility Index. The BVI is a quarterly research initiative from Thrive Internet Marketing Agency measuring AI citation patterns across hundreds of owner-operated service businesses to quantify the relationship between founder visibility and business discoverability. The Q1 2026 volume examined 400 companies across legal, medical, restoration, home service, and franchise verticals. The Q2 2026 update will be published later this summer.